Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video by yours truly. We've got some very exciting news in the gacha space for both Wuthering Waves and Arknights Enfield. Both of these games are absolutely killing it, and we've got some tangible news I want to share with you that corroborates with that previous statement. One of the things I want to talk about before we even show it off is I have always said the problem with the mobile revenue report is all of these different games have a different dynamic and a quality experience on the mobile device versus a PC. And therefore, you can't grade how a game is performing based off strict mobile play when some games, literally 99% of its player base plays on mobile, and in other games, 40% of its player base plays on mobile, 60% plays on PC, right? And I tried to make this argument a long time ago with Wuthering Waves. A long time ago. I was like, bro, this game has a lot of mechanical depth. It doesn't make sense that people are saying whatever they're saying about it in terms of its performance, strictly adhering to mobile revenue reports. I was like, I don't know anybody who plays this game on mobile revenue. Not to say that they don't. Of course, my viewers do, but I'm saying like in terms of friends and stuff, like everybody plays on the PC. I'm like, so how are we just going to neglect the lack of a PC revenue report and just assume that that's just not doing well? It's always been it's always been like in my head, like something like Love in Deep Space. It's a game that a bunch of people play on their mobile devices because it's that kind of game that can play it. Same thing with Chaos Zero Nightmare. I expect that game to perform well on mobile devices because it has a mobile type of dynamic. It's a turn-based game. And with that said, there has finally been confirmation of these games' success measured by PC. Both Wuthering Waves and Arknights Enfield. Let's go ahead and get into it. So first and foremost, we have Arknights Enfield, and I actually had an internal source send this to me and verify that this is legitimate as well. Arknights Enfield has reportedly achieved a cumulative revenue of over 173 million USD across all platforms worldwide. PC revenue accounting for nearly 60% in the domestic market. That means in China. Remember, like the whole narrative over here was, oh, China they only play on phones. They only play on phones. Bro, China, 60% is PC revenue. And then for the overseas market, which is everybody else outside of China, including the Western demographic and stuff, 70% is both the combined effort of PC and PlayStation revenue combined for 70%. That's insane, bro. So that means 30% is on the phone. It's been flip-flopped entirely. PC players are now spending more money than the mobile players are, which is extraordinary. And get this, that's just Arknights Enfield, right? And it hasn't even been a full month now that I think about it. But like, if we pull this up, check this out. The Wuthering Waves is still in the top 10 selling games on Steam, competing with fucking nuclear games like Neo 3, Arc Raiders, Where Winds Meet, Marvel Rivals. I mean, brother, there's a lot of games on Steam that pop off, right? Wuwa isn't even strictly on Steam, too. This is just the small minority of people that are now playing on Steam, right? There's also the Epic Game Store, which I think it was #1 on Epic Game Store as well. These are PC platforms. So like Wuwa is even killing it, and now we have apparent evidence that PC players spend a lot of goddamn money on these games. And you know what's funny? We have one more piece of evidence that I'll use Styx's tweet as, because I had saw this already, but it's just like a source to go to. You can go and find this as well. It's out there on the internet, but Styx already had reported it. Wuthering Waves had accumulated 572 million USD in 2025, over 5 million daily players active. And this is also going to corroborate with PC players being active and spending money, because guess what? When you go to the mobile revenue report, Wuwa's at like 19 million, 18 million, 20 million here and there. But when you divide 572 million divided by 12 months, that comes around like 43 million per month, which goes to show PC players are spending, if not the same, even more money than mobile players. This is a quick edit in. I saw another tweet from Styx, and it's funny. I guess he had the same idea as me. Wuwa was actually #1 on Steam on PC February 6th. So yesterday it was #1. It just jumped down after, obviously the hype has fallen off day by day to #7, but it was #1. Holy shit. Yeah, this is a quick edit in. I just wanted to add this in. So there you have it, guys. I've been saying this for the absolute longest. I've been saying, guys, There's no way these mobile players are spending more money on these games that have more mechanical depth in their gameplay loop, as opposed to something like a turn-based game like HSR that you can just play on the phone. It's like, of course, the games that you don't have to do much, you don't have to use your 5 billion IQ brain to play them, are going to spend more money on a mobile device than they will spend on the PC. But Arknights Enfield doing these numbers, I do want to comment on this. This is actually pretty good. Arknights Enfield doing these numbers, considering the PayPal, guys, remember when Arknights Enfield launched, they lost a lot of money because they had to refund, or you know, a lot of revenue. That's the correct way to put it. They didn't really lose money. They lost a lot of revenue. They probably had to pay some fees too, though, to PayPal, depending on how that went. But they refunded people not only the money back, but then they even gave people who just spent their money, didn't get hacked, they gave that money back too. And they still made 173 million USD. I would go so far as to say that you probably could put another 30 on top of there. If that scandal didn't happen, it would have been 200 million USD plus, and it has not even been a month. I think the moral of this story is, stop thinking that every single gacha game should be measured by their mobile revenue only. And honestly, no gacha game should be measured in success entirely based off of revenue anyway, because all different budget sizes are different. And some games are just passion projects. Now, I'm gonna be real. That is not the case in the gacha space, right? No, gacha space does not make passion projects. In my personal opinion, you know, a gacha game is trying to make a lot of fucking money, and they do. They make a lot more money than regular games. But what I'm saying is, my point is that some of the devs aren't just like trying to make nothing but money, and that is the only measurement of success. A good point I'm trying to make here is there's games that I have played that I think are better than games that make 80x more money, right? Wild Hearts, which was a Monster Hunter equivalent, was a fantastic game that unfortunately it failed, and I thought that game was one of the better games I've played in the past 10 years. You know what I mean? And so that's my point. Same thing with Tribe 9. Tribe 9 I thought was a fantastic game. So when Tribe 9 died in EOS, I was like, what the I played, this game is better than a lot of the gacha games I played in this space. What the fuck? You know, so that's kind of the point I'm getting at. But ultimately, mobile revenue isn't everything, and understand that some of these games are going to do and perform a lot better on mobile than they're going to perform on PC. Sensory Tower is still, I think it gets like a muddy waters. People think Sensory Tower is not a legitimate like revenue source. They are. They just only do mobile revenue. The illegitimate shit is the people taking Sensory Tower information and then changing numbers and stuff to fit their narratives and agendas. That's pretty much it. But I think this is exciting news. I think this also goes to show that Wuthering Waves being in the top 10 for Steam sales is also a overwhelming feedback in terms of the 3.1 update. People are loving Amith, people are loving the 3.1 story, and it's being received relatively well across the space in mass, right? Even Mr. 7 out of 10 enjoyed it, right? The new Mr. 7 out of 10 meme. And so I think this is cool. I think this is I'm actually just so fucking excited that we finally got, like, do you guys have any idea how long I've been waiting to see PC reported income revenue? We never get it. Like we never get it. And so it's always this battle of, bro, trust. I know PC players are spending money, and motherfuckers just keep co-parter, little bro. Co-parter, your game's dead. Like your game's dead. It's like, bro. So we're finally getting the fucking news, man. I'm like, thank God, bro. We got the news out there. That's gonna wrap it up. Peace, love, and happiness. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. I'll be going live later on today too.